Okay. Well, very good morning, guys. So last day, in the last session, I have given you a clear picture about distributed applications in this process, the various different kinds of distributed applications what we have. So first we have distributed technologies in the market. Later on, web services came. Later on, REST services came. And I said you the benefit of the REST services. We'll see that practically. And then coming to the REST services, in .NET, we have two different options to develop the REST services. What are the two different options? One is WCF, but old, complex, very complex to write the code. Second one is Web API. The second option is going to be Web API. So you're given with an option to develop a RESTful service with the help of Web API. With the help of Web API, you can develop the REST services easier. Okay. Okay. So these are the things what we learned in the previous session. REST services. Yeah, we've been talking about the REST services. So what are REST services and how to use the REST services? Advantages of the REST services. I did not still explain you how to develop a REST service, but we learned about the benefits or the advantages of the REST service. Okay. So that's all what I explained up in the last session. Fine, guys. Today, we will see how to build a REST service. How to build a REST service. How exactly a REST service is going to be developed. We'll just try to understand about it. Building REST services. So, so let's create a new project, guys. Let us create a new project. We'll do one thing. I want to host this on IES. I want to host this project on IES. So let me run in the administrator mode. Okay. Create a new project. ASP.NET web application. Giving the name as Web API service. Giving the name as Web API service. I'm just calling it as a Web API service. Okay. Click on the create button. What you'll do is choose empty. And now in the right hand side, choose empty here, and the right hand side select Web API. Select Web API. Click on the create button. If you observe the folder structure here, if at all you just observe the folder structure here, it will be same like our MVC application only. It will be same like our MVC application only. If you go to the Solution Explorer, App Data, App Start, Controllers, Models, only thing is views won't be there. Because last class we discussed about it. MVC application returns a view, but a Web API doesn't return a view. Web API returns a data. What it returns is data, not the view. So that's why views folder won't be there because we don't have any views here. What it returns is only data. Is that clear? Okay, so that's what. So data will be present for you at this place. And now you guys observe. I have like see, like we just have config file there. What is the config name? Route config. Here we have web API config. Here we'll be having a web API config and see the route pattern. How the route pattern should be there now? Should start with API, afterwards controller name and an optional parameter ID. Here we don't call view. We don't call a view. We call controller. But sir, which action method? Which action method? Different action methods will be there. Which action method are you calling? Controller is fine. But which action method is not there here? Don't need to specify the action method name. If it is a get request, it will perform a select. If it is a post request, it will perform a insert. If it is a put request, it will perform an update. And if it is a delete request, it will perform a delete. That is all automatic. Did you understand my point? So what you require is only API / controller name. That's all. ID is optional parameter. You know, if you want, you can pass an ID there. Okay. So like this, it comes with the web API config there. And coming to here, yeah, we don't have any controllers now. We don't have any models now. Okay. Let us add a API controller. How to add API controller? Right click, add controller. You know this option. And when you come here, all of you, what is this MVC5 controller? But see in the left hand side, under MVC, you have all these options. But can you see you have web API also here? Every day you are using MVC. But now web API. So here it will create your control. It's also same here. Controller, empty control with an NT framework. All these options will come for you automatically. So what we choose is a web API controller. Select it and click on the add button. No Surfraj, you cannot have. Okay, so if you just observe it, the name is default controller. Let me see what name did I use in my code. Controller models adding API controller. The name I given is test controller. The name what I given is test controller. Test controller. Click on the add button. Now you see all of you, generally every day when you add an MVC controller, it will inherit from a class called controller. Correct? That will in turn inherit from a class called controller base. Here you see a class is defined inheriting from API controller. A class is defined with the name called API controller. This is called as an API controller. So the parent is API controller. Right click on this and say go to definition. If you say go to definition, okay. So API controller, it will internally implement from IHTTP controller. Okay, but generally when you see an MVC controller inherits from controller base. Means MVC controllers are different, API controllers are different. Both are two different hierarchies what we just have. So what is this? It is the parent is API controller here, not controller. In MVC it is controller. In web API it is API controller. Okay. Now you can start writing your methods. For example, I wanted to declare one list here. A global declaration I'm doing for a list. Observe it all of you. I created a list now. List of string. What is the name? Colors with a set of colors in it. How many? 5. There are 5 colors in the appropriate list. A list of colors. There are 5 colors that are available for you in the list. Okay, done. Now I declared it static. Why static? See, generally when you say non-static, for every instance one separate copy will be created. But if it's static, all will be handling to one copy only. You already know that. Even I create multiple instances, one copy only. Suppose see, If 10 people are trying to interact with this test controller, internally 10 instances will be created. Even though 10 instances are created, all will be referring to one single list only because I declared it as static. Static is a single copy for all the instances. So it does multiple copies won't be maintained. That's why I declared it as static. Because I declared it static, I cannot share Sneha. I already said you. I don't have. If you want, talk with your admin. I already said you. I cannot share the video. Before last, because you said you are not informed, you are on vacation, I provided you. But as of now, yesterday, I informed it 2 days back. I posted a message on the WhatsApp. I can't do anything at all for that. If you want, speak with your admins. I am helpless on that. Okay. So this is a list what I created. This is a list what I created with all the list of colors. And you see it is declared as static. Okay. Now I want to write a method, guys. A simple method. Nothing like a simple method like this. Public views won't come here. Array, views won't come here. What will come? Data. I need to send the data. I want to send the data as a list. List of string. List of string. Get colors. What is the name? Get colors. Simply I'll say return colors. Return colors is the list what I'm returning. So here you say list here, you take enumerable here, whatever you want you take. No issue at all. Are you clear? Okay. And now this is one method. Another method I'm writing. Public string get color. What is the parameter? ID. ID is the parameter. What should I return? Return colors of ID. What is the ID? ID is the index. ID is the index. So now understand this is a get method. This is also a get method. But this should this one all colors, but this one single color. So now you can just say HTTP get. You can use the verb here called HTTP get. Here also HTTP get. You're just using HTTP get. Means if the method is called without any parameter, it will come to here. If the method is called with a parameter, it will come to here. Okay. How to execute this? Run it, guys. I forgotten to host it on IIS. Let me host on IIS. You already know how to host on IIS. So right click, go to properties, web. Just call it as a local IIS. Create the virtual directory. Done. Running under local IIS. If you see the URL, what is the URL? HTTP localhost colon our virtual directory name /API/test. API is common for all the controllers. All the controllers should be prefixed with the keyword API because that is present in the web API config.cs file. No, sir, I don't want API. I want something else. Go and change the API config. Right now that is present there. That's why you're just going to get it. If you see the URL, you're not getting it now. You're not getting it now because by default it is pointing to here. There is no default controller. Did you notice it? In the config, there is no default controller listed. There is no default controller listed. What they listed is only route parameter is optional. Default controller name is not there. That's why you did not get anything. Okay. Now how to call it? HTTP localhost. You know this web API server up to here. Now what? API/controller name. That's how you should call API/test and hit the enter. You got the data. Sir, which method I called? That's what I'm telling you. I don't require to tell that. The default is a get request. I sent a get request. Because I sent a get request, I got all the colors now. Did you get my point? Okay. Just watch, observe. /3, where 3 is my index. Index means fourth value. Means what should come? Purple. This is a get request. Are you clear? Now, I'm just going to write a method. Observe it all of you. Public void add color. What is the method name? Add color. For add color, I'm passing a parameter. For add color, I'm passing a parameter. What is the parameter? The name of the color. The name of the color. Okay. So what is the name of the color? Something string color. Array, string color. And here, what will you write? Colors dot add. It's a list now. I'm adding a new color here. So now see, whatever color I pass, that will be added to the list now. And this is an insert operation, correct? Yes or not? Insert means that is post. Insert means post. It's a post operation. Now, public void update color. I'm calling, otherwise I'll name the method as change color. Change color. When I want to change a color, means I want to update it. Means existing color should be updated. Two parameters are required. What is the first parameter? Index, which one you want to modify. Second parameter, what is the new color? Index, what you want to modify. Second one, what is a new color? Okay. So first, int id. Id refers to index, comma. What is the second parameter? The color, string color. How do you update colors of id is equals to color? And it's an array here. You're modifying that. You're modifying the value by using the index of it. Next, public void remove color. I want to remove. I want to remove. So when you want to remove, how do you remove? Passing the ID. You can remove passing the ID, or you can remove passing the color also. Choice is yours. Suppose you want to remove passing the ID now. Passing the ID. So what is it? Int ID is a parameter. Okay. How do you remove? Colors dot remove at. There is a method called remove at and pass the ID. So now I want this method for a put request update. Update means put. And this one? Delete. Understand, these method names are not important to you at all. What is the name of the method is not important, because anywhere you want to call the method. What we call is only controller. And based on your type of request, for get request, get methods will be called. Put request, update methods will be called. Post request, insert method will be called. Delete request, delete method will be called. Like this, based on the appropriate request, the appropriate methods are going to be called. Did you understand, all of you? So this is how. But how can I make this get request, put request, post request from a browser? From a browser, actually it is not possible to make from a browser. You need to develop another application, and from there you need to make your calls. API/test. By default, what request will get request. I cannot test a post request. If I want to test a post request, I require to write a separate application and call. That's why, for testing purpose, we are provided with some web debugging tools in the market. For testing your API applications, we are provided with some web debugging tools in the market. Web debugging tools are available in the market. So many web debugging tools are available in the market. One popular tool is Postman from Google. Postman from Google. You can just install the free installation. Okay. You have Fiddler. We have a tool called as a Fiddler. Fiddler, basically, I said that company name here, I forgot. One day I said about that company name. Actually, this company will provide you some web components. Telerik, yeah, Telerik. The company name is Telerik. If you remember, once I showed you about that particular thing also. It develops you so many different components to .NET. It basically designs different components to a control component. That is Fiddler. Telerik is the company. From there you can download the Fiddler. Okay, that is one tool available. We got Swagger. Swagger is the latest development. Swagger came, but Postman is one widely used tool in the industry. Postman is free, integrated with Google, widely used. Fiddler also can be used, but Fiddler is a free tool only. But if at all you want to use the advanced features in Fiddler, again you require to go for purchasing the licenses. So Postman is the most popular one what the industry uses. So we can use Postman. So I install Postman on my system already. Postman. Data. Okay. I think Postman is not downloaded. Let me download the Postman. Available. This is the Postman tool. Yeah, I'm downloading the Windows 64-bit Postman. You're not able to see the screen. Disconnect and connect again. Disconnect and connect again if you're not able to see. Okay. Download, install it. Not open. What's happening? Yesterday, I said you this one. Remember, Twitter provides you an API for from your applications to directly post some messages into tweet. Also, what is that? Not Postman. WhatsApp provides you an API for working with. Why? Okay, let it go on. So if you see the downloads page, in the downloads page, it is showing you on the left side, on the right side. This is the Twitter API. You can use these particular methods to perform, to get the tweets and to get the multiple tweets. You can just read. Generally, you see, newspapers and all will be publishing the tweets, of popular persons. Suppose if Narendra Modi posted a tweet now, immediately all the newspapers will be publishing about the tweet. All the popular persons' tweets they will be publishing. How do they get that? Will they keep continuously monitoring all these people's tweets? These methods are there. See, get methods. The single tweet or multiple tweets, you can read them actually. This is the API. API.twitter.com. Okay, full URL is not visible here. Yeah. And here you're required to pass the ID. ID is nothing but the Twitter ID. You're required to pass the Twitter ID. Once you pass this Twitter ID, automatically it is going to read that and gets you the information. Automatically it reads and gets you the appropriate information. That's an API provided by Twitter for reading the tweets. Your application is hosted on IIS now. Because your application is hosted on IIS, all of you, remember, when the first request comes to the application, the global.asx application start method gets executed. I already explained to you about that. Application start, there is a method. When the first request comes, the global.asx method global.asx class application start method will execute and automatically redirecting you to desktop. Okay, automatically what is going to happen? Automatically what will happen is application gets started when the first request comes. Okay, and basically this API, when the request comes to the API, automatically the list will be created and will be present in the memory. The list will be created and will be present in the memory now. Now people can send a request from different locations to IIS and get the data. And they can get the data. They can do insert, they can do update, they can do delete, all these things. But all this happens in memory. Physically, we cannot see the memory now. If you want to see the changes, either you are required to write them in a file or a database or something. This example, I'm not showing writing in a files or anything. Next example, I'll show you. But this is all in memory. You add it, next time you will get it. Means when you perform a insert, and you can get a get request. When you say get, automatically it has to get you the information. We'll show you. Wait. Okay. Okay. Just go to API network on the top. Just click on the API network on the top. It opens you something like this. It opens a window. In this, click on the new tab here, and here type the URL now. Type the URL HTTP localhost. What is the name, guys? Web API service, correct? / API / test. And what type of request is it? Can you see that? It's a GET request. Because this is going to be a GET request, when I click on the send button, a request goes now and a response comes back to you. Oh, Web API service. That's why I did not get the output. Web API service. And click on the send. Success got 200. Okay. Got all your information. Okay. Now I wanted to get the third value. Third value means index position 2, correct? What you'll do? /2. Click on send. Got it. And you notice that you're getting the output in JSON format. You're getting the output in the JSON format, not in XML format. Watch. Output is in JSON, not in XML. Why? Here you see JSON. I'm changing to XML. I'm changing to XML. Oh, yeah, the headers also should change, I think. What is that key name? Like enter value, guys. What is that? To get the data in XML? Content type, correct? content hyphen type. You require to write application slash XML. Not content type. Some attribute content type is what we are sending. Response type. Forgot that attribute. Content negotiation. I don't think so. Not sure, guys. Content negotiation. Huh? Let me check. Text slash XML. Okay. Let me check. Not sure. Forgot. Text slash XML. It is changing up here again. No, again it is changing up to JSON here. Application accept. Yeah, not content type then. Accept. Yeah, that is a mistake. The attribute is accept. Accept the data in XML, you get the data in XML. If you don't specify that, you'll get the data in JSON. Say, let me remove this attribute now. Remove this attribute, send. JSON. If you want, just put this attribute, send. XML. You can get the data in XML format, you can get the data in the JSON format. Is that clear? So always this is a get request. This is a get request. How to pay the post request? If you want to post request, all of you observe it. Come here. Say go to post, listen, go to post. And now when you go to post here, when you just go to post here, you'll find a body, go to the body, and in the body, you can just go for data raw. You can go to the body, you can just go to body, and the body, you'll be finding up different options here. How do you want to provide the information? Select raw data. Raw means raw data. Okay, and here I want to give a color. I want to give a color. What are the colors we have? Red, blue, green, purple, magenta. I want to add yellow. Okay, so just how to pass yellow. Click on the send. 4 or 5 method not allowed. It's not basically allowing this particular method. 2 reasons for this. One is basically when you pass a value here, the value will be taken from the query string. The value will be taken from the query string. But actually today one value only can be passed to query string, because tomorrow 10 or 20 values are there. I cannot pass all the values to query string. So I need to use an attribute here, basically called as from body. This is one reason why you did not get. What is it? From body. You need to tell that take this value from the body, not only here. I require to tell here also. Take this value from the body. Just from body is to tell you need to take the value from the body. Okay. So once rerun it. Why I'm rerunning it from the here is to compile the project. Changes are made now. After changes are made, compilation should be done. So once you run it here, it will compile and host it on the IES again so that you can see the changes. Okay. Just run it enough. When you click on the send again, unsupported media type. Unsupported media type. Reason might be I'm not sending it in XML, JSON, square brace. Body again. Headers. Now I need to use this attribute, I think, text, JSON. Okay, I think here we should use raw, and here the format is JSON. The format is going to be JSON. Okay, and no content. What is that no content? No content means there's a void method here. Response did not come from that, but success only. All 200 series is success messages only. So 204 indicates what? There is no response that is coming from there because the method is void. The method is void. Okay. Now guys, again, come here, change to get here. Change this to get request. Get doesn't have a body. Be careful. If at all you click on the send now. If you click on the send now, check it out. Got it or not? Yellow, the value yellow came for you. Yeah, I want to add a color called as white. Come on, let's add white. Change to post. Change it to post. Okay, send. No content indicates there is no response from that. It's a void method. Again, change to get. All this is in memory, guys. The data is in the memory now. Single copy, everyone can see the changes. Suppose if if at all I'm just going to run my application in the browser. If at all I'm just going to run my application in the browser, API/test, you'll see all the change data. See, because I used static, it's a single copy. Everyone accessing can access the data. It's in the memory now. It's not physical. So physical I cannot show you, but the data is in the memory. Changes are reflecting. I want to delete a color. What do you want to delete? Green. Green means index position 2. Correct? So how to test it? How to test it? Observe again. Now change this to put. Change this to put. And /2. Clear. The color green is there now. I want to change the green to black. I want to change the green to black color now. Black is what I wanted to change. Click on the send method. When you click on the send method, yeah, again you got method not allowed. Earlier also we got method not allowed. We fixed it. How did we fix it? By changing to from body. Actually, guys, when you're testing from Postman, not only when you're testing from Postman, actually, you hosted your application on IES now. You hosted your application on IES. By default, IES will give you permissions only for get and post. By default, IES gives permissions only for get and post, but it won't allow you put and delete. It won't allow you put and delete. Earlier, we never got this problem because recollect yourself, in MVC always, what we tried is only get method, post method, that's all. We never tried a put method and update method. So by default, it is going to give you option only for put and post. Only, get and post. Put and delete are not allowed. If you want to, if at all you just wanted to provide put and delete, you're required to just make a small change in the web.config and update. You need to make the change in the web.config telling to IES should allow all the HTTP methods. Should allow all the HTTP methods. So how to do that? Open your web.config. Open your web.config and under system.web, not system.web. Here you'll be finding system.web servers. You can say system.web servers. In this, you're required to do two changes, guys. What are the two changes? One is, it will be having some addings and all. I'll show you. I forgot that. We'll be having some remove elements here. Here you need to add one more thing. Remove name is equals to webdev. The highest settings are remove name is equals to webdev. And another thing you're required to do is you're required to under this handlers, you're required to add something called modules and remove name is equals to webdev module. You need to remove these two. These two once removed will support you all the HTTP actions. Will support all the HTTP actions to you. Once compile it. Compiling is just running it, that's all. Okay. So just test it, API/test. Now you see you got only 5 values. Why only 5 values? Your application is restarted. When your application is restarted, all the old values are destroyed. When an application is restarted, all the old values are destroyed. You are restarting the application. Without restarting, if you run it continuously, your old values will be present. But if you restart, why it restarted? Because you made changes now. You made changes. So the application got restarted. Once the application is restarted, all the old data is lost. So let us do let's do a new insert again. Okay. Let's do an insert again. How to do? Come on. Come here. Go to post. Go to post. I'm inserting one value called black and one value called white. Okay. Two values are posted. And if you guys want, you can just check out that in the browser. Got it. I want to change the green to yellow. I want to change the purple to yellow. Purple means fourth element. Fourth element means index position 3. Correct? Okay. How to test it? Go to put here. Yeah. Go to put here. /3. 3 means fourth element. And here, what value you want to update? Yellow. Are you clear? And don't forget, when you're sending the data, here you should have raw and here you should have JSON. When you have raw, only text box will be available for typing. Otherwise, you won't find the text box. Change to raw and change it to JSON. And once you click on the send now, you see now, method not allowed did not come. What came? No content. Because void method, no content. Now it is allowing. So come here and just make a refresh and watch it here. The color, fourth one. What is the fourth color? I forgot. Purple. Purple change it to yellow. The color purple change it to yellow now. I want to delete magenta. Index position 4. Index position is 4. Okay now? Come to Postman. And now change this request to delete request. And here just pass the index or index 4. Index is 4. Click on send. Content not found. Why? Because the method is a void method. Just click on the refresh. That is deleted. That is deleted. Are you clear? Can you do the changes? Can you do these changes? What I said? Array, first change no need here. What is the first change? First change is to get the output in the XML. That is not required. That's not required. What you'll do is, I'll freshly show you all of you. Just you try them. Open the Postman. Open the Postman. Okay. Open a new tab. Open the new tab. Type the URL http localhost. What's it, guys? Web API service slash API slash test. That is the URL. Huh? You know the URL, right? When you run the browser, in the browser URL will come. Copy paste it here. So this is the URL. This is the URL. What are you testing? Get. You can see the data. Concentrate, all of you. Enter the URL, get, and you are now testing your data. Your data is coming here. You can see the data. Now I want to just say /3. 3 means fourth value. What is the fourth value in the list? Hello. Hello is the fourth value in the list. When you click on the send method, you'll be getting it. No need to do any changes now. No need to do any changes. Just you can try this now. What next? I want to test post. Okay, if you want to test post, what you'll do? URL is same only, no changes. Change to post. Change to post. After changing to post, go to body. Go to body. And here none. None means see, no chance to enter the data. You need to say raw data. Form data means again files. Form data means it will give you option to enter the file names and all. So basically go with raw. Second thing, not text. Change to JSON. That's all. Only these two changes you require to do. For what? For a post and put. Not required for get and delete. Only for post and put. Okay now? After doing that, just try to enter the value what you want. Okay. Brown. How do you enter? In the double quotes, enter the value. Brown. In the double quotes, enter the value. Okay. Click on send. You will see the response. 204, no content. 204, no content. Okay, no issue. Again change to get here. Click on send and see the response. Brown. Are you clear? I want to change the color yellow. I want to change the color yellow to pink. I want to change the color yellow to pink. How do you test? Put. Yellow means which value? Fourth value. Index position 3. So here /3. What is the color you want? Pink. These two leave it same here. Click on send. Okay. 204 no content. How to test? Change to get again. And I don't use index. If you use index, that value only will come. Click on send. Pink. I want to delete the color black. Black means 5. Index position 4. /4. Change it to delete. Change it to delete. Click on send. Click on send. Delete it. Actually, how to test it? Again, go to get here and click on the send, and you should see that deleted. Okay, now. Okay, so that's how you can test it in the Postman. That is how you can test it in the Postman. We'll see it. Okay, so if at all you want to, because right now I have option only. I have written the code only for single value. You cannot send multiple values. If you want to send multiple values, how to send, I'll tell you. We'll talk about it. But here I just shown you a simple example with single values. That's all. Multiple values, I'll tell you. We'll talk about that also. Okay. These actions will execute. Actually, you can call it by using that. You can even call by using fiddler. You can even call it by using the fiddler. Actually, I given the code in this to call fiddler only. I given the code in the document to call fiddler. Actually, fiddler. I think I have installed fiddler. Is it installed? Oh, my system is formatted recently. That's the reason. My system is formatted recently, guys. That's the reason. Actually, I have all these tools installed on my system. I'm worried why they are missing. Yeah. Fiddler class and take advantage of modern web debugging solution. Try Fiddler. Asking your email. Don't know whether it downloads or not. Reason is downloading. Okay. Yeah, the reason is I was using Fiddler from many days with this email ID. If this email ID is registered, it may not provide access. I thought, okay, it is giving no issue. Open it. Simple. Postman is only simple than compared with Fiddler. Postman is only simple compared with Fiddler actually. That's it. Just showing you, that's all. But still, all of you try with Postman. Okay, that is simple and easy. To work with Fiddler, I given the notes. To work with Fiddler, I given the notes here. But Postman, I did not give the notes here because Fiddler is a little bit complex. That's why I given the notes here to work with Fiddler. I hope you guys can try with Postman. That is easy. What Fiddler will do basically is Fiddler will automatically recognize the requests. Fiddler will automatically recognize the request. I don't require to type anything here. What I mean to tell is just let me open. Every tool has some specialities here. It is a little bit complex, but the beauty of Fiddler is it will automatically read the requests. When you open a browser and try to send any request, Fiddler will automatically read that. Asking for email ID. Sign with Google. Okay. That's what I said. You don't run for me. My trial got expired. That's what I said. It won't recognize. Okay, it installed off. After that, selling your trial got expired. I need to purchase it. I need to purchase it if at all you want to activate it. So it doesn't work for me. But anyhow, I just already given the complete notes to you. Work with Fiddler. Don't bother about Fiddler. Use Postman. Use Postman. Log in with your Gmail. For all Gmail users, it's free. For all Gmail users, it is provided free. Docker is completely different. Docker is not same. Docker is going to be a container-oriented architecture. That is, it's not like Fiddler. Okay, Fiddler got expired on me. So all of you try with Postman. Okay, but if you want to try with Fiddler, if at all you want to try with Fiddler, I just given the complete notes here for working with Fiddler. How to work with the Fiddler? I given the complete notes here. Okay. And when I'm giving the notes here, when I just given the notes here, basically by default, I mentioned here, put and delete will not work. Put and delete will not work. And if at all you want to test that, what you require to do? You need to add these two in your web.config. You need to add these two elements in your web.config, and this is to test a put method, and this is to test a delete method. How to write the values? I just given. This is to test a post method. Default is get method. Default is get method. Working with Fiddler by default it is get. Now this is how you work with post. This is how you work with put and delete methods. If you ignore this one, if you want to try it out. But I suggest or recommend Postman because Postman is easy when compared with using Fiddler. This Postman, guys, actually There's an option. What is that? Forgot. What is that? What is that? What is that option? Beautify JSON. The left hand side. Yeah, it will give you code to you. It will give you code. How you need to write in your C#. If at all you want to just call it, if at all you just want to call it here, how to call in C#. See there? Directly. If you want to call in Java, if you want to call in JavaScript, if you want to call in Node.js, PHP, Python, in all languages you can call. Cross language. And here if at all you want to call from C#, it will give you the complete code to you. This is the code what you require to write in C# to call it. This is the code what you require to write in C# to call that. If you want to call from C#, this is the code. It will directly give you. Tomorrow if you want to call from Java, you can search Java. This is Java code. So Google has designed it very beautifully. Automatically you'll be seeing that. How do you see the data is? In the Postman, in the right hand side corner, you'll find something like this. Your code. Click on that. Code will come. In that choose your language. Default will be C# only. First one is default. Okay. And once you type in C# there, you'll be finding up the code completely in the C# format. You can see the C# code, how to write. I'll show you. We'll talk about it. Okay. We'll talk about it, how to call this in C#. Yeah. This is how you build a service. And you noticed one thing. I did not change the URL anytime. What I changed? I changed only the HTTP verb. Get, post, put, delete. That's what I'm changing. I did not change the URL. URL was same. What I changed is only the HTTP verb like get, post, put, delete. That's what we are just doing. And with that change, automatically you will be getting up your output on the screen. That's what Web API is all about. So REST. What is REST? REST means it is a mechanism of accessing. It is a mechanism of accessing the service or a resource with the use of HTTP verbs. With the use of HTTP verbs. If a GET request comes, it will invoke the GET method. If a PUT request comes, it will invoke the PUT method. If a POST request comes, it will invoke the POST method. If a DELETE request comes, it will invoke the DELETE method. Okay. MVC5 has given you an option. What is that option? You know, the option is without writing this GET, POST, all these things on the top. Without writing, suppose I'm not writing HTTP post, HTTP put, HTTP delete. I'm not writing this. Then confusion now. You can directly name the methods as a post, put, delete, get. You can directly give out the method names like this. If you directly give the method names like this, there is no need of again writing HTTP get, HTTP post on the top of it. Will it work? It has to. Let us see here. Oh, API/test. Go to Postman. Just sending a GET request. Got it. /3. 3 means single color. Purple I got. Again, I can go to a post request. I can go to a post request, enter my values here. CN. Click on send. Again, go to get audio values. Working or not? I did not write HTTP get HTTP post. But what did I do? I've written the method names as get and post. You can do in any of the two ways. Option 1, give whatever name you want. And on the top of the method, write HTTP get, HTTP post, HTTP put, HTTP delete. Option 2, directly name the methods as get, post, put, delete. No need to use again the HTTP verbs. Anyway, you can do it. No issue. In your notes, guys, in your notes, I followed the second mechanism only. Watch it. I did not write anywhere. See, get of ID, post, put, delete. Understood or not? This is how, oh, not this one, the previous example. They're also done the same thing. Are you clear? So this is another way of writing. Which one you feel comfortable? Use that mechanism. Use that mechanism. Okay now? Fine. Next. Guys, these changes are affecting. We are able to see the changes. If one user makes the change in another user, we are able to see the change because it is declared as static. If it is not declared static, what is the problem? Changes of one will not reflect to second. And every request will create a new instance. But here all will be sharing the same object. But if at all you want to see the data physically, either use edu.net or either use XML or something, use any of these particular things to make your changes permanent or persistent. To make the changes permanent or persistent, use any of these things. So we'll do one thing here. We'll deal with the database only directly. If at all I try to insert, the record should go and sit in the database now physically so that I can go to the table and see now. Update, delete, all these changes I want to see directly in the database itself. Point clear, everyone? I want to see that mechanism now. Okay, we'll see how to do it. We'll see how to do it. If at all you want to do this one, let us go to models folder, add edu.net entity data model, test EF from database, new connection. What's the server name? Server authentication, SQL, SA 123. What's your database? MVC DB. Next, let's use the customer table, guys. Let us use the customer table. Entity framework is configured. To which table? Customer. Okay, customer table. And now what you'll do? Let us create a API controller. Let us create a API controller. Add controller. Select web API in the left hand side. Select API controller on the right hand. What name did I use? Okay, I given the name as customer controller, guys. Customer controller. You know how to write controller code now? Follow the same process now. Only thing is, views won't come here. What will come? Data, only data. I'll tell you when I'm writing the get method, I'll tell you. In an MVC controller, how do you write? In a web API controller, how do you write? In a get method, we'll see. Okay, first import the model namespace using web API service dot models. Second, create the context class instance, MVCDB entities, DC is equals to new MVCDB entities. Suppose you write a method now, public, okay, view result, just for example, it's wrong, guys. Let's say view result is not coming automatically, error will come here, view result, get, as a method now. When you call the get method should get me a view now. How we used to write the code? We used to write the code as where customers is equals to DC dot customers return view This is how we used to write the methods. Correct or not? This is how we used to write the methods. But guys, remember, now I cannot return a view. I can only return the data. So what should I do? List of customer. What is the return type? List of customer. Okay now? Now, where customers is DC dot customers dot to list will convert into list. Now this list you cannot pass to a view, directly return. Did you understand the difference or not? There you are returning a view and passing the list to the view, but here you directly pass the list only. Directly what you're passing is the list only right now. For example, run this code. What's that? API slash, what is the name? Customer. You got all the data, see. How many records are there? 15 records. All the 15 records are loaded. How do I see now? Come to Postman. In the Postman, try now. It's not test. It is customer. It is going to be customer. Click on the send. JSON data. How is it coming? See, customer ID 101, name Venkat, balance 8,200, city Mumbai, status. Tomorrow, if you want to perform an insert, single record. See that in the curly braces. Let me copy this one. Let me open the notepad. This is how you should pass. Remember this, because I want to insert, I want to perform a post. Someone asked, sir, how to send multiple values? This is how you need to send multiple values. Are you clear? This is how you need to send the multiple values there. You can just send the data in an object format in this particular pattern. So this is going to accept the data. But for that, I require to write a post method. I did not write it still. Am I clear? Okay. So did you understand the difference between your MVC controllers and API controller? In MVC controller here, return type is view. This list will be passed to the view. View will show the data. But here we don't have a view. Directly we'll return a list only. Directly what we return is a list only. Can you send the second method? Second method is get of ID. Get of ID, correct? Public. Customer. Get. What do you want to pass? ID. Where customer is equals to DC dot customers dot find method. Just use the find method. For the find method, pass the ID value. And find method will fetch the data based on the primary key. The primary key is customer ID. But the problem is find method. Okay, find method. The find method is going to give you, the find method will take the key value and returns you a customer. What to do? Return customer. Earlier, how did you return view of customer? But here now, return customer. Okay. So rebuild it. Yes, tomorrow onwards, your class will be in the next room, not this room. Next room. I have next class. My next class is overcrowded. That's why it is shifted again. Shifting here and there is becoming problem. So from tomorrow onwards, your next class will be in that room. Your class will be in that room. Okay, big room. How to call? API / customer / 105. Got it? 105. You got the record. You're out to test. You're also same process now. / 105. When you get single record, square braces are not there. Why? Array single record na. When multiple records are there in an array, because in array square braces will come. But you got single record only now. So your curly braces, but not square braces. Multiple are there means square brace, curly brace. Curly square brace to represent array. Curly brace to represent each record. Okay. Now same like that you can write the post method, put method, delete method. You know how to insert a record now? Tell me, you know how to insert a record or not? So you basically know how to insert a record. How do you insert a record? Watch it all of you. All of you carefully observe. I'm writing a post method. The post method's return type is not void now. Because void it is saying no content. No, it's not void. The response is HTTP response message. What is it? HTTP response message. What are you passing? Customer. See the code, guys. C.status is equals to true. Next. dc.customers.add dc.save changes. Why this c.customer not required now? We'll send that value also from there. We'll send that particular value also from there. No. I've written this. For UI point of view, I've written, I think. Okay, leave it. No problem. We'll just discuss. dc.customers.add dc.save changes. And see, return response message. What is the response message? Insert. Insert means created. Insert means create. Now, if anything wrong, see, internal server error. So what is this? This is a method of a post. And this code, you know, I don't require to explain you that code. Array, you're adding it, guys. Same way, can you write the code for update? Tell me, can you write the code for update and delete now? You're required to write one update method and one delete method. Just go here. Oh, time is 8:49. Oh, I not see. Just a second, guys. We'll wind up. Yeah, update. When you're updating, the first thing is you're required to find it. If you find the record, fine. If you don't find the record, means the wrong ID is given. What I'm writing here? Not found. No, existing. If existing, what to do? Your old values should be overridden with the new values and call the entry status modified and then save changes. If everything is fine, okay. Otherwise, internal server. Okay, same like this, you can also have a delete method. You're again putting a delete method here. Check. HTTP response message only. Again, first you're finding. If not existing, not found. Then setting the status as false. You're calling update. Saving the changes. After saving the changes, you're returning okay. If anything goes wrong, internal server. These messages will come. But anywhere views are not coming, see, that's what. What you're getting is only messages. What you're getting is messages. Tomorrow I'll show you how to test the post, put and delete. Already you know, but here you need to pass multiple values, not one value. And as I said, this is a format. That is a format to send the values. For update, insert. For delete, it is only ID. If I pass the ID, it will work. Tomorrow I'll show you about it. Okay, let's stop here. We'll meet tomorrow. Possible here. Amog, possible. For that you require to again use authentication. Shubham, Swagger I said you. Swagger I'll teach you in, I will teach about Swagger in MVC core, not here. I'll teach you Swagger in core. Okay.